Hi, so a question I was asked recently was about fasting um, and intermittent fasting, which has become really popular these days. And one of the main reasons to fast is for weight loss, but there's also lots of health benefits, like it reduces inflammation, lowers blood pressure, helps with heart disease. There's all sorts of health benefits based on reducing inflammation. So, what's my take on it? Well, I mostly work with people who have tricky relationships with food, and that they can't stop eating. They find they have cravings for food, a constant obsession for food, and as a result, usually there is a weight issue. Not always, but usually. So, um, while fasting might work for some people, it slightly depends on a few things. It depends on what you eat when you're not fasting and how much you eat when you're not fasting, and whether or not you undo the benefits um, of the fasting in between times. Um, and um, it could also set up a trigger for sugar or wanting to overcompensate. It could, when we get too hungry, uh, we can panic, and then when we're allowed to eat, we can overeat and get into a cycle of overeating. So, whilst I'm in favor of fasting or intermittent fasting, which is, maybe not eating for, between 5 in the evening and 9 in the next morning, or even 5 in the evening and 10 the next morning, um, that would be okay. But anything longer, if you're somebody who struggles with food cravings and food obsessions, it might trigger those obsessions and food cravings. What I would suggest instead, or as a sort of a halfway, is um, eating 3 regular meals, nothing in between, and after you finish dinner, um, not eating anything until breakfast again the next morning. Um, and this might be hard if you're used to eating all evening to get into the habit of at the start, but very quickly your body won't look for food after dinner um, if you can get into this habit. Um, and there's a lot of benefits to just fasting for those hours. It gives the body a break, gives it a rest, um, and it gives the whole digestive system a chance to regenerate. Uses up your glucose stores, starts burning fat stores. All those benefits. Um, but if you can't surrender to sort of 3 meals a day and stick to those boundaries, fasting for any longer periods isn't going to be possible for you, I don't think, not in the long term. And any diet or eating plan has to be doable long term for it to be sustainable. I'm not really in favour of doing something for a month or two, because then once we come off, we just tend to go back to our old habits. And if um, if you're looking for sort of the anti-inflammatory benefits from fasting, well, on the food plans that I recommend for people, um, they have little or no sugar generally, and um, giving up sugar is one of the most effective ways of reducing inflammation, followed by, I think, avoiding too many grains and starchy veg. Starchy veg would be things like carrots, parsnips, beetroot, that sort of thing. So just eating 3 meals a day, avoiding sugar, of the foods that you do eat, including dark green leafy veg, plenty of non-starchy vegetables, plenty of good quality protein and good quality fat, will go a long way towards helping you maintain a healthy weight and helping you um, reach optimal health. So, in a nutshell, um, I am in. I'm nothing against fasting, but I think that it is a step too far for many people to maintain long term. And um, if you can first establish basic healthy eating habits and choose foods that are going to nourish your body and not cause inflammation, that's a very good place to start. If you'd like to know any more about it, send me a message, get in touch. Or if you'd like to know any more about how I work with people, let me know. But that's my message on fasting.